Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Short bonus video today. Sorry about the noise in the background, the dog's having a scratch. I got contacted a few weeks ago by someone who's recently found my videos on YouTube and asked me what I would do now with Ghave. Now, Ghave I covered back on the 16th of July last year. I've just looked it up. I'm not that good with my memory, just so we're clear. And I realised there's a lot of things now that I would change in Ghave, so I figured we'll do a quick update video and just go through it really quickly today just to show the updates I would make. Because one of the questions I was asked was about more removal in the deck, and when I've looked through it I realised I hardly put any in the original deck. I've linked the original deck tech down below where you can see what's behind me. Now it's all covered by a green screen, so you can see all my rubbish behind me if you want to go back and watch the original deck tech. But this video is really going to be focused on the new updated deck. So here we go. Just as a quick aid memoir, in case you can't remember what Ghave Guru of Spores does, it's 2 white, black and green for a fungus shaman. Comes into play, enters the battlefield, with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. You can remove a +1/+1 counter to get a Saproling, and you can sack a Saproling to, well, sacrifice any creature to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So my original deck back in the day very much focused on the whole let's get lots of +1/+1 counters around, and in all honesty it was okay, it was fine, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. So the new deck is here. There's a link down below. I've included the link for the old deck text. You can pick up the original deck list there, and this is the deck. The link down below is the deck list for the new deck. There's a few things I think we need to point out. I've sorted the mana base out. The original deck had, I think, 4 forests, 4 plains, 4 swamps, and a load of lands that I really decided I didn't like playing. And it had a real focus on white for some reason, and there wasn't really, even when I went back through the old deck, there wasn't that much white mana needed in the deck. So it's kind of more skewed towards green and black in the new deck. And there's a couple of other big changes. Swords of Plowshares is in, and the rest of it pretty much stays the same. We've still got some +1/+1 counter focus. You know, Hardened Scales, Cathars Crusade are still very good. They're very good in this deck. They work well. But I've upped the ramp. I think the original deck just had Soul Ring and Arcane Signet. I've gone with one of each of the diamonds for this one, Abzan Banner and Commander Sphere. I'm still actually not convinced by the diamonds, so I'm going to change them into the talismans. That makes more sense to me, because then you should get 2 colours for 2 mana instead of just 1. Yes, it costs you a little bit of pain, but that's fine. We can cope with that. Beyond that, we're still pretty much there on the same thing. We've got all of the original ones. Prosperous Innkeeper still here for a little bit of life gain. We've got all the producers we had in of Spore tokens. Celestia Guildmage stays in just to get the Saplings out and a little bit of pump when we need it to. I have added in Toxic Deluge. I have added in Wrath of God to give us a bit more removal as we need it. And there's another card down here and I've got to find it. Nope, not there. There it is. So Nemata Primeval Warden makes an appearance in the deck now. Obviously this is a newer card from Dominaria United, and whenever a creature an opponent controls will die and exile it instead. If you do, create a +1/+1 green sapling creature token. You get to sack them to pump them, or sacrifice 2 to draw a card. And the other thing that comes in, because it is a fungus and I figured it was still on theme, is Corpjack Menace, which does more of the +1/+1 counter manipulation, a bit like Hardened Scales does over here. So we got a little bit of stuff going on. Beyond that, the other big addition would be Wrath of God. We had Damnation in the original deck. Wrath of God is here now to help control the board a little bit, alongside Anointed Procession, because we do want to make many Saplings as possible as we go along, mainly because we want to get Cathar's Crusade in play and get all those lovely extra +1/+1 counters, because as I have tested this deck, it is possible to get some really big saplings really quickly and then Toxic Deluge the rest of the board away and win the game there and then. So, you know, bear that in mind. Beyond that, the other change I'm still umming and ahhing about is Genesis Wave. The reason I'm thinking about Genesis Wave is just I think Moonshaker Cavalry actually works really well in this deck, because a bit like Craterhoof does, because you're creating so many tokens, it may be better to play Moonshaker Cavalry in the deck over Genesis Wave. Feral Thalid is fine still. Verdant Force is fine. So it may be a case of because this doesn't really do much at the end of the day. It just makes life a little bit complicated for you. Because if you hit too many of your instants and sorceries, you lose access to a lot of your sap pulling production. So I'm umming and ahhing about keeping this in. I've just pulled up Moonshaker Cavalry to put in here to show you. Your choice. It may be a case of take Genesis Wave out and play Moonshaker, or you don't like Moonshaker, or you don't like one of the other cards and you leave them both in. It's doable. Just be careful. You know, the thing with Genesis Wave is you want to be hitting these things up here 8 mana. So you're looking at 11 mana plus on the board to get Genesis Wave off and running. So it may be a better case to take out Genesis Wave and do it that way. But that's it. That's just my really short update for Ghave. I hope that the person who was Fabinaton has found this useful. Obviously, any more comments, let me know. I'll give you a quick update again. But if anyone else wants me to do some updates on some of the older decks I've done, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, Friday bonus videos, quick short ones to get you updated. Take care. See you soon. I'll be back on Monday, Sunday, depending where you are in the world with more deck takes. Take care. Bye.